Welcome to the Billiard Network, and you are watching one of the standout matches from the Predator Bucharest Open between Bojana Sarac and Myqerem Dervishaj. Okay, players just discussing, I don't know what exactly. What are we supposed to do here again with that lag thing? We're playing 9-ball, 8-ball? Yes, you are playing 9-ball. 9-ball racked on the spot with a template that you can see there. So just deciding who gets to break first. Alright, it'll be Myqerem. And never mind the score that is in the background, it won't be 8-all. So here we are, 0-0. We're cutting out the racking and major thinking times for you, so you just get pure pool action. So let's see what he can do on the first cut break. Ooh. Alright, but we have a bit of a cluster situation going on here. But then again, with ball in hand, and with the 2 and the 3 so near each other, might actually be... Alright, so she's not even contemplating maybe making the blue the bottom left and opening it up. She's going for the, was it 3 foul or? Well, pretty nifty safety, I think. He won't be able to kick it off the right long rail. Now, if he can kick it off the left rail, like there, and that would be a slight tactical error by Bojana. But she also cut that one off, and that's pretty smart, because, I mean, how else are you going to hit this 2-ball? Think along with me here, people. Alright, maybe, yeah, if you can swerve it, that's a good hit. And then, well, especially with that result, who's playing who 3 fouls here? So, Bojana kind of chuckling to herself. But I think she should have thought about trying to run out there a little bit more. A little bit longer until those avenues were deemed not a good decision, and then maybe play the 3 fouls. Alright, so good hit though by her, good kick shot. Now he can actually make the 2, and the cue ball should roll just south of the right side pocket and then might open up. Or he doesn't even need to open it up, does he? Oh, okay, missed the 2 altogether. So Bojana, one of the up-and-coming young guns of the female European pool circuit, and hope to see her on the world pool stage as well. Who knows, we might even see her in the matchroom arena in the not too distant future. Alright, so just squeak that one in, nice. Beautiful position. So anything of note? Well, I think the 7-8 forms a combination, and coming after the 6, that looks like a pretty easy position to play for that combination. Alright. About a ball's width too far. She drifted with that cue ball. I don't know if she can slow roll this 4-ball in and then hold position for a straight in 5-ball into the bottom right. Or she might have to go around, but I think she looks like small strokes, looks like a small shot. Alright, so she was nicely able to do that. I think she can put draw on the cue ball and avoid grazing the brown 7. If she does so, then she will have position. Alright, so she opted. She wanted to hit the brown ball a little bit more on its left side, then the cue ball would have drifted down. Be that as it may, she's got a cut on this 6 ball. Now this Gold Crown 5 table that we have here at the IDM Pool Club in the center court arena, pretty tight pockets. So the cue ball, after potting this, will naturally drift towards the 9 ball. But that's not really what you want, so she might apply a right spin. Okay. Yep. Not easy, especially in the first rack. You know, players in general, often trying to kind of find their groove. But this first game in any match are so often so important. And often, you know, in the first 1, 2, 3, 4 games, you know, much of the story of a match is written. You know. All right. Mr. Dervishaj still left a window for Bojana to roll that 6 in. I think she can roll it with a pretty natural white and try to pass the center of the table for position on the 7 in the right side pocket. Very nice. Even rolling a little bit too far like so doesn't matter, because a cue ball with this angle will drift straight north, up north, and then, well, if it drifts straight up north, it should come down south straight as well towards the 8 ball. All right, so we're playing an alternate break, so we'll see Miss Sarac's break coming up. So first blood to the young lady from Serbia. Good stance, almost like a snooker stance, but nice and wide, so she won't be pushed over easily. All right, quickly skipping the racking time. So on the cut break, pool players are, if you're breaking from the side she's breaking from, she's trying to push this pink 4 ball into the bottom left corner pocket, because the balls are racked 2 balls higher than they used to be in the early 2000s. So and in order to do so, you don't hit the 1 ball full on anymore, because that corner ball just doesn't get pushed into the corner pocket. It just kind of lands 2 balls higher on the left long rail, if you catch my drift. So therefore the players are trying to hit the 1 ball a little bit on the inside from where they're breaking. Anyway, we'll talk about that in the next breaks. Alright, so nice opening. Nothing really of note to speak of that really needs a player's attention at the table. It's never easy, but in these situations, usually, you know, 2, 3 balls thinking ahead will do the trick. Although he got a bit too much out of his draw shot, and now has to adjust his whole pattern straight away. So cue ball will naturally roll behind the brown 7. Ooh. Not like that if you stun it like that. Well, that's a pretty good result, to be honest. You can play this with bottom right, and even if he misses it, might leave his cue ball on the bottom rail. Alright, so he's pretty quick stroking this 4 ball. It's not the way to go, I would say. No pro doing well would ever play that quick on shots that require more attention and focus, really. Alright, so Miss Sarac back at the table, trying to possibly take a 2-0 lead. And that could prove really important in these fairly short races to 8, or race to 9 we're playing, as I see that it's been changed at the bottom of our screen. Nice pot. Yeah, pretty nice and, well, what I would call almost like a peaceful stroke. So a nice tip of her cue is often still in front of the cue ball, which is where you get the clearest picture. All right, one stroking this because she's superbly in line. Yeah, she pulls the cue in her last backswing, pulls the cue back fairly slow and then accelerates going forward, which is the thing you want to have. Well, a bit more angle than she wanted. Yeah, really kind of like quiet, also quiet, still body movement even when walking around the table, almost like she doesn't want to wake up the mice below the table. All right. Takes a 2-0 lead and will be in a more positive frame of mind because Mr. Dervishaj kind of made 2 mistakes. All right, that cut break was pretty good. Made the corner ball, made the 1 ball. Oh no, made the 1 ball solely. Again, nice potential run out here. Wants to be straight in on the red 3 to the side and can then leave his cue ball. But didn't manage the first task. Well, the first task he did manage, making the blue 2. But then, so now what? Is he gonna... That's pretty good. Good adjustment. Is it though? Wow, slower than I expected, this cloth or the rails. Alright, so don't think you can see, well, you can see a little bit of this 4 ball. It's very hard to play safe in these situations because both balls kind of go towards the bottom right of the table, so he's trying to make it. Yeah, pretty good result. So what would you do here? Would you almost hit the 4 ball straight ahead, thread it off the rail in between the green black, and then hide your cue ball against the black? Pretty good. Left the 4 ball in pretty close quarters to in relation to the white ball. But again, she may have stopped escaping from the left long rail or from the right long rail. Oh no, he can't go the easy way, so that's the direction she should have cut off. But there, as you can see, the 8 ball moved. Foul. Ball in hand. Okay. So, trying to run out these 6 balls for a 3-0 lead. Pretty amazing start if you're Myqerem. So wants to be pretty straight on the 6 ball and then draw the cue ball back for the 7 in the left side, you'd imagine. Yeah, nice. Nice enough straight 6 ball, but still enough angle to maneuver your cue ball off the rail. So she can either roll it in and shoot the brown 7 in the top left, or screw it back. Let's see what she comes up with. That's kind of in between things, but will be good enough. Pretty thin cut though on the 7. And that, of course, in order to make the brown 7, you might have to give the cue ball, or you have to give the cue ball a certain amount of speed, so she might have to drag her cue ball to slow it down after impact. Nicely done. Yeah, she looks like a player that, does spend quite a few hours maybe on her own or in some kind of training capacity, really focusing on, you can see that she's worked on her technique, works on her demeanor around the table, tries to stay cool and let your cue do the talking, really. And that's going pretty nicely so far. So, about to take a 3-0 lead in a race to 9 at the Predator Bucharest Open 2022. Let us know where you're watching this from. Let us know what you would like to see featured on the Billiard Network. Check out our Billiard Network videos. So it's 4-0 now to Miss Sarac. Nice successful break. Yes, as I said, let us know where you're watching this from. We're really interested to know, and let us hear when you're watching this. You might be watching this in 2046. Who knows? I know you're definitely not watching this in earlier than 2022, but yeah, we'd like to know your coordinates and what you would like to see on the Billiard Network. So he's still maintaining a pretty loose kind of playing style. I think he's, you're almost not acknowledging that you're in a pretty dire situation. Okay, so it's 3-1. The score is not 4-0. Oh, that's a, as you could see there, I mean, quickly got down, one-stroked it. That's not a way to hit a ball. So he's gone to the dark pool side, as you can, as we've all done before. That you kind of lose, the original motivated player that you were in the morning when you came to the pool hall and you hadn't missed the ball yet. That's kind of the demeanor you're trying to keep a hold of, and try to stay fresh and try to treat every shot as a new opportunity to play well. Pretty good. A little bit in between positions on either shooting the 7-ball in bottom right or in the right side pocket. But she's in stroke. She's earned a little bit of confidence through her own good play. So choosing to roll this in the side, cue ball will come straight towards us. And we'll then add a tip of right spin, I think. Oh, careful now, cue ball. Alright, that's not where she envisioned being before playing that 7. She wanted to play the 8-ball in the same pocket. Where would you play this? Bottom right and swing your cue ball around 3 rails. Cut it in the side. Avoid hitting the 9. And come up 2 rails. That's what she chose. Ooh, hit it too thick. Alright. So, reprieve for Mr. Dervishaj. To be honest, I don't really know how to pronounce his surname very well, or well at all. Ooh. I mean, never needed to hit that 8-ball hard either. Of course, if you hit it well, you can hit it as hard as you like, but if he would have hit that ball half the speed, it would have dropped. And he didn't need any cue ball maneuvering to the left. He had position on the 9-ball anyway. So, this match going all Bojana's way so far. And that is also because of her great play, but also because of the mistakes by her opponent. Alright, so the gentleman took a timeout, looking to change things up here and break Bojana's break and take that away from her. And then he'd be breaking himself in the next rack. So she made the corner ball. Not directly, but it got kind of pushed in. And this looks like a beautiful layout. Key shot, this 1-ball right here. Make this and get as straight as possible shot on the 2. And then she's in prime position. Nice. Good speed. I like the way that, some players bang the balls around some, but you can see that she hit that one ball no harder than it needed to be hit in order to get her cue ball into the position that she desired, which is always the way you want to go, because then you keep the pockets as big as they possibly can be. All right, cue ball, I think, wants to leave it somewhere in between the center line and where the 9 ball is. Nice. Now we'll need to add a right spin or left spin on her cue ball to make her cue ball roll straight up towards where she is now. Well, and that happened. You may not have noticed, but she hit the 5 ball as thick as she could and still made it into the pocket, but that meant her cue ball was slowed down more than she imagined it being, and that's why it didn't travel up table. Now she can still cut this in. Would then need a zigzagging cue ball for the 7 ball in the same pocket, probably. Beauty, good speed. Now the only thing is, naturally the cue ball will roll towards the 9, and as you can imagine, coming from where the 7 ball is, that doesn't leave any time towards that 9 where you're happy with position on the 8, so she might have to stun this to make the cue ball react a little bit further to the right. Nice, so kind of like a stun follow through, beautifully played. Again, a player aware of which tip position on the cue ball makes the cue ball do what. So natural pot and position here, and that means you've done well. Alright, straight in 9 ball for a 5-1 lead, race to 9. Can you come back from this deficit, Mr. Dervishaj? It's his break, so let's see. Talking about the cut break, he's trying to make the green 6 in the bottom left, and he's trying to hit the 1 ball tiny bit to the left of straight from where we're looking. That's a pretty good hit. Probably a little bit the wrong timing. On the cut break, you cannot just either hit him really soft, or you cannot just smack him as hard as you can. It's a pretty special hit, something I'm still trying to achieve regularly on the cut break. As things stand, no ball down, and Bojana back to the table. Ooh, that was a thick hit again. Solely the speed of that 1 ball coming towards the pocket made the jaws go, well, we can kind of accept this, but don't do that again. Kind of an unwritten warning. So can she make this 2? Cue ball will go perilously close to the top left corner pocket, but she might hit it thin enough in making the 2 and hit the top rail first, and then that would mean a pretty good line. Then again, she wants her cue ball to come. Oh, she's putting draw on this one. Not easy to get position on the 3. Zip, pretty good, but watch out 7 ball. That's a big ball to avoid. All right, are we going to see the first jump shot of this game? Yeah. Also, the 5 ball, is in such a position that it needs specific cue ball positioning, and the 6 as well. So, might not be all she wrote this jump shot. All right, just missed it. Yeah. In my opinion, not really a need to apologize if you're, all of a sudden let the player incoming after the jump shot, if you don't give him a straight in shot, it's not like they will apologize to you if you leave the ball over the pocket. So he's jumping this. I always found these difficult to do, to jump it so hard to get it past the 6, which is pretty far away, but then to land and not bounce off. Yeah, I mean, play is happening quickly. It's hard to keep up with the commentary. All right, so ball in hand for Bojana for a 6-1 lead. Let's see how she kind of plays around these balls. All right. Okay, I'm a bit close to that side pocket. Yeah, so now the question is, are you going to play the 7 in the bottom right corner pocket? Or are you going to draw the cue ball all the way back up to the center of the table and further back down towards us? That's a nice shot. Yeah, don't be too wild. Probably the rule is, in those situations, the least cue ball movement is more often a better choice. Alright, this still not an automatic position. What would you do here? Would you play the 9 in the bottom left? But still you need to play a pretty particular position. Or would you play it bottom right? I would probably just a high ball. Yeah, see, I thought about this, but there's so few revolutions of the white ball where you'll actually be happy, There's only a small area where she would be in position, and anything before and after that would be not so nice. Anyway, she's made enough balls for me to put my money on her making this. Nice. Good technique, standing still. So she's trying to push the 4 ball in, bottom left, and trying to make the cue ball go straight to the left or either somewhat towards the left side pocket. Well, that was a pretty full-on hit, but she pushed the 4 in, as you can see. Well, there's a little 3-ball combination there. A 3-ball combination to nowhere in particular. So what would you do here, viewers? Make the 1 ball. Leave yourself so that you can play safe off the 2. Well, yes, but that's not the easiest position to play safe off of. And secondly, if you just send the 2 ball, let's say 3 rails around, and leave your cue ball behind those 2 clustered balls, then you still have another cluster left on the table. And I thought she would leave the cue ball somewhere towards near the breaking line and play safe, open the cluster, etc. Yeah, because this. I think she can hit it straight ahead and send the 2 ball 3 rails around without hitting the 6 or 7 ball. I mean, pretty good result, but I don't think that was the right shot decision, because the chances of that succeeding were very small, and she still left a bit of a view on this 2 ball. So what's he gonna do? Bank the 2 and send the cue ball behind the 9. Send the cue ball into the pocket. Alright, so what to do with this 3-4 ball or 3-5 ball situation. Maybe put the cue ball at about 30-degree angle and try to screw the cue ball towards the 3 ball, 5 ball. It's a big target. I think she's playing for the bank. Let her cue ball roll too far, making the bank a bit harder to visualize and execute. And she's going to run into the 5 ball at such speed that it will be hard to control. Let's see what happens. Nice bank, good speed. But yeah, that was hard to promise a shot on the 5. She might have to bank this 5 ball as well in the same pocket. We'll give automatic position, so the reward is pretty big. Otherwise, play safe and bring the cue ball behind the 6. But I don't think she's going to be doing that with a 6-1 lead. Ooh, just missed that. Pretty good. Pretty good speed of missing it, let's say. All right, he's looking at nothing else but the combo. Tough to achieve that angle though, with the cue ball at such a large angle. You have to hit it really thin. You got nowhere near. Alright, Mr. Dervishaj really not having his best pool moment here on the center court table. Also, you know, it does separate players because it makes players crumble as well, playing on the most featured table in the pool hall, being on the live stream. You know, it's not for the faint-hearted. And Bojana has been playing very well, so he just needed to bring a higher level in general, a higher level of competitiveness, if anything. You know, you can sometimes not play well in certain parts of the match, but your fighting spirit should always remain intact. All right, going for 7-1. Well, that's a pretty nifty lead to have in a race to 9, isn't it? So again, looking at the cut break, they've both been breaking from the same spot. Pink 4 in the left bottom. No way. No, hit it. I don't know, he just didn't hit it well enough. Not a good angle of cut on the 1 ball, not a good speed to give the 4 ball time to drift low enough towards the corner pocket. Alright, open rack, no clusters. And if I look ahead, 1, 2, 3, you know, that leads you to the 4, that automatically leads you to the 5, to the 6. 6 to the 7 needs a little bit of traveling, but let's say just domestic travel, no international long haul flights with that cue ball. So it is interesting, because naturally in rolling this 2 ball in, cue ball will drift, let's say, straight towards the 7 ball of the score, or sorry, straight towards the number 7 on our scoreboard, so straight down table. Yeah, and should be able to avoid hitting the 9 on the way back up, and play the 3 in the side as well. Beautifully done. So she realized that rolling the 1 ball in and leaving the cue ball there was a-okay, even though she had angle and her cue ball would travel. It was all natural. She didn't have to apply any strange spins, strange speeds. Good performance this is. So now, knowing she will have to maneuver the cue ball back up table, leave at least a 30-degree angle, whatever side of the 6 ball you want, either high or low. Ooh. That was, again, pure the speed that the object ball went into the pocket that it was accepted. Anything harder and that would have stayed up. just a nice rhythm to look at. You know, really just focused on playing the game, not, by the looks of it, not letting her ego get in the way, not trying to be showy, not, well, she hasn't really had any reason to get down on herself either, so that hasn't maybe been tested in this match, but just playing the game and getting out of the way yourself, kind of, is maybe one of the rules that often gives you the most enjoyment. All right, one rack away from a big victory here, and by a wide margin as well. So, trying to draw the cue ball straight to the left rail or a little bit to the north left of the long rail, like there, exactly, because that enables the one ball to come perilously close to the side pocket as well, which she made. Oh, but what happened? She made 2 balls, but didn't fulfill the 3-point rule. She needed 1 more ball to drop or to pass the breaking line, which never happened. And that means control of the table goes to the gentleman at the table now. Again, one stroking that 2 ball. Yeah, I think he'll be one stroking the rest of this match. Yeah, it just doesn't bode well, that kind of attitude, that kind of demeanor. You just wouldn't put money on him running out this rack. And, you know, sometimes maybe your technique is not the best, but at least your attitude has to be of a consistent, positive way in order to give yourself somewhat of a chance. Again, got another chance though. Yeah. Leave yourself a tiny angle on the green 6. Nice one. Wow. See, also with that one stroking it, you don't yet have a good feel of how, you know, the speed of the cue ball you want to give it. That's why kind of like golf players kind of tap the ball, well, not hit it, but, you know, just to get the feel of the speed that they kind of visualize, and he doesn't give himself time to do so. So that's why his cue ball speed is well off. Yeah, there we go. Missed 9 ball to the side, which wasn't easy, but so this match ball for a big win on the TV table at the Predator Bucharest Open. Check out the other videos in the Billiard Network library. We've got lots more where this came from. Here we go. Bojana Sarac beating Mr. Dervishaj 9 racks to 1.